We haven't seen or heard from him since this defeat on day 9, and we assume Takakeisho's been reflecting deeply on his startlingly awful yokozuna challenge. And as this video reminds us, there's plenty to be reflecting upon. Firstly, pre-tournament preparation. December's practice ring mauling at the hands of Hakuho could really not have helped his mental state. The yokozuna was practically nuzzling his forehead in jest at the end of that session. Keisho's 13-2 defeat, a huge comedown from his 13-2 title win just 4 weeks prior. His workouts with the other Ozeki having gone well on previous mornings, Takakeisho's response to the Hakuho beatdown was to withdraw from the group sessions altogether. But might he have been mentally better served by going back and trying to take more bouts off Hakuho? Taking a thrashing of that kind, and we're talking about gasps for air in the fetal position, as your most recent external training image into a tournament, is surely a risky strategy, especially with several days to dwell on it over the New Year period. And did Takanosho's knee problem limit the amount of remedial training he was able to do at the stable afterwards? Secondly, approach to opening fixtures. A more confident man would have viewed tough opening matches against Mitakeumi and Daieisho as a chance to build unstoppable momentum. Takakeisho instead viewed them as banana skins and seemed to stiffen up. We know Mitakeumi often gets under him at the tachiai and was convinced he could beat him this time. We now know Daieisho was in the form of his career. But Takakeisho still might have won had his thrusts carried more conviction. That move in particular was almost apologetic. Losing those two made it vital he won on day 3. Much as one is tempted to give Hokuto Fuji some thrusting payback, a calm approach, like this one taken in November, usually works best. Takakeisho must thirdly reflect upon why there was no such calmness this time. Once Hokuto Fuji resists that thrusting barrage, you just know he's going to panic. He could easily wait here for Hokuto Fuji to stoop and try either his right or left hand at another thrust over. But he takes out his frustrations with this roundhouse and achieves nothing. And although you don't see from my shot, he claims he turned his left ankle when going down, rendering him useless for the remainder. His fourth and final point of reflection, then, must be over why on earth he carried on when in no condition to save the situation. Takada Fuji was overjoyed at the lack of thrusting power he faced on day 4 and duly profited. Koto Shoho could also not be shifted and was only beaten through inexperience. Onosho sent him stumbling with the first direct hit. And, after victory over a Tochinoshin in even worse condition, Takakeisho quickly lost footing against Tamawashi on day 8. And, after further failed shoves, his balance against Endo on day 9. Thank goodness that was the last of it. In the aftermath, Coach Tokiwayama was asked if the Ozeki, who is now over 180 kilos, had weighed in too high. "I don't believe he's too big," was his angry response. "He's bulked out while training and exercising properly. I would think he'd adjust his diet if he felt he were too big." Rather, Tokiwayama maintains, slipping into the old cliches, the yokozuna run took its toll. "It must have been tough for him mentally," he said. "I think this tournament has served as a mental training exercise, to be honest. Right now, he's just got to build his body back up through hard training and make the maximum possible effort to be right for March." To that, Sumo chairman Hakkaku added, "It looks like he was unable to output full power due to injury, but Ozeki is no position for a man to complain about aches and pains. It's a shame what has happened, but I hope he recovers soon, and I want him fired up to the point where he can take the title in March." Takakeisho now has to cope with a stable move to Tokyo's Itabashi ward before that tournament starts. Another irritating distraction from the task at hand. Why do you think he failed so badly this time?